Alright, look, I make a stupid amounts. The shit is annoying to count. I hired a dude just to count. And he don't make no mistakes. Yeah, I live my life, had a suitcase. Yeah, smoking on a bouquet. I get no fucks what you say. I get no fucks what you think. Yeah, I make a stupid amounts.
All right, On-Chain Gang. Welcome to another episode. I got Pat Shea here.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, again, me and you.
As always, to be here in the
We
game.
got social media tips and tricks. So we're gonna kind of get into buying followers and some other stuff with social media and what I've kind of observed over the last couple months, maybe even a year. Pat, he's a YouTube hockey guy. What do you got? 13.3 Instagram followers.
Yeah,
Okay,
IG's 13.4, TikTok 63, and YouTube's 27 point some shit.
All natural.
All natural.
It's good to hear.
No steroids.
So that's kind of what I want to dive into today is buying followers against natural followers and what avenue people go down with the current space of NFTs, Web3. It seems like people are buying followers to kind of get noticed. Have you noticed?
Oh, I noticed. I guess it depends on what your motive is. Like, as a creator, it's probably like the worst thing you could do.
Right.
Buy followers. There's a lot of social media experts on there that they want you to pay them. They'll DM you. They want you to pay them. They'll give you an organic following. It's kind of a load of crap, because an organic following is someone that sees your content, either was entertained by it, there was a teaching point where you taught them something, you gave them some sort of value.
Where they stay.
And they stay, they follow you, and then they become a fan of yours. That's organic. Fake following is them now, there's experts going on and then following a bunch of people and unfollowing them, giving you an organic following. It's not people that are engaged
when
with your shit.
When it would come to like an entrepreneur or a business, could you see that maybe being beneficial, where it's like a business account or a big entrepreneur just like not really having a relationship with their following, more of a
in a sense,
an ambiance?
In some sense, yes, depending on, because they want it to their business to appear more legit.
Appeal.
Like, they're like, okay, this business has 20,000 followers. It looks legit. And it might pop up in someone's DMs at the top, because that's how they organize your DM requests now. The issue with even like a business doing it, though, is like, these people aren't going to buy your product at the end of the day. Like, yeah, you can appear to be bigger and better than what you are for, a business standpoint to look legit for someone that comes to your page, but these fake followers are not going to engage or buy your product.
Correct. And then it's kind of like a telltale obvious when you put the, like some people like the and others like or whatever button that some people like really do like that. Like I have a friend who has like 100 followers, and he has that on where he's like, I don't really care how many people like my stuff, and I don't care how many people view. If someone has, 10K followers and that like, no, they don't, and they have and others like this rather than the number of people, it's kind of like, well, obviously. But is there an avenue where you can buy likes too?
There is.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it. I would never buy views or likes, especially like to grow your audience. Like TikTok, as an example, once you buy, they have new like tools and programs now, like you can buy views and they'll get you views and maybe followers. But the issue is now they know you're willing to pay. So now once you do it, now when you'll see it, you'll pay for the views, you'll get them. Then you don't, and they're going to bury your account because they know you're willing to pay for them now.
Say you buy your first couple thousand followers, and then you start to get national engagement because people see, oh, they have X amount of followers, they must be legit, because people are faked out pretty easily on the internet nowadays, obviously,
100%.
Where it's like, okay, so they go buy the first couple thousand, and then they get the real natural following after that. What do you think about the faking in the beginning?
Instagram knows. They don't like it. They'll bury your posts even more. Yeah. They know.
So you're gonna
don't want it.
You're gonna have to keep buying likes.
Yeah, you're gonna have to continue to do it to keep up the persona.
What about Twitter? I know you're not a big Twitter guy. Like, Twitter, you have a Twitter. I mean, and I can tell how like natural your following is, because your Twitter has like 12 or 1,400 followers because you do not engage on Twitter because you're not a Web3 crypto guy.
Yeah. My following doesn't translate over to Twitter, like YouTube, and it's a different audience.
And that's where the buys, a lot of the NFT crowd and what crypto are. They buy all their followers on Twitter, and it's pretty clear. But I have seen some cases where you buy a couple thousand, but then the natural flow in after, and then it actually works.
Yeah, it's possible
on Twitter.
Sure.
But past there, whereas like YouTube and Instagram and other platforms, no,
especially because on YouTube too, it's like the way the algorithm is if you go and buy followers or subscribers, in that case, you're not going to get the views, so YouTube will bury your video. It's not going to get, you have 5,000 subscribers and you get 33 views on a video. That's not getting promoted. It's not going to do any good.
And would you say that YouTube is the hardest progression of followers?
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
You've been through?
It's the most important right now too, because it's the one you can monetize. It's hard to grow. It's not like, it doesn't have that same growth like algorithm as TikTok does right now, where anything can hit the feed and you can get a viral thing. Like, it's a much harder to go viral on YouTube. Much harder to get a following. Like 10,000 followers on TikTok might be the equivalent to like 1,000, if that, on YouTube.
This episode is brought to you by Shea Hydrated. Jump over to PatSheaOfficial.com and use code ZAC20 for 20% off. So, you have more YouTube followers than Instagram followers.
Well, it came from YouTube.
Okay.
Because I grew on YouTube first.
You always had more followers on YouTube, and then it kind of went over to Instagram?
Yeah, some trickle over, some don't.
You got verified on Instagram from being drafted in the NHL, right?
Yeah.
And so do you think that kind of correlated with more followers being verified? Like, people are like, okay, this kid's actually real. Let me go check his vid. Oh, then maybe a double follow on YouTube and Instagram?
Yeah, it might have been like a legitimacy thing where they felt that I was like a real hockey player. For sure. As Instagram's kind of trickling out though, like I'm not verified on TikTok and YouTube.
And you have 60K on there, yeah. And which is more than YouTube, but it's short content, quick to the point. Where can you comment on what you make? You get paid from TikTok and YouTube, but what YouTube more, a lot more,
much more, yeah.
Okay, so TikTok's not really a payout platform.
I hear that they're going to be.
Okay, so is that why you're trying to, like, we've done a couple of videos where you're like, I'm gonna pretty much do this on TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok is definitely popping right now. It's, from my understanding, it's gonna get to the point where they'll monetize, but I guess we'll find out.
Sure. So for something like someone who's trying to start on social media, maybe they have 500 followers, say high school kid.
Yeah.
Like maybe following in your footsteps. You say, do not buy followers.
No, don't buy. Just, here's a tip. I know, like, I don't know how many people of my followers will watch this, but I've said it before. Like, if you want to do what I do, my account is a blueprint for you to do it and for you to do it better. Like, I used an iPhone 7 for the first X amount of videos that did well. Literally, like, do it and do it better. Go look at what videos did well for me. Go look at what videos do well for other athletes. There's been no other college hockey player to do YouTube, probably out of fear. Like, if you want to, go take the titles, make it your own, and make the video your own, and make it better than what I did.
And you said destroying, is that destroying the kicker?
Destroying.
Yeah, he kind of was an inspiration to you.
Yeah, and I saw him have a success, and some other athletes on there for sure.
Yeah, and that kind of,
yeah.
You said, well, you posted a couple of YouTube videos, and then which one really popped for you first?
It was the day in the life video, strategically so. I saw those videos that did well, and that's how these other athletes popped.
So you did your research.
A day in the life of a college athlete. It was a very popular video, and there was no hockey player, so I did that. I purposely was shirtless in the thumbnail.
Dude's got a banging bod.
It's funny because I played it off like I was just fucking around, like with my friends. Like, oh, I'm just, having fun. I'm just dropping a video. I didn't think this would happen. Like, I kind of knew when I was like titling that video that in doing that thumbnail that it had the potential for me to get a lot of views and be seen by a lot of people. I almost knew it would. I actually had a moment where I was like, am I okay with this? If this gets seen by 200,000 people.
And that happened, eh?
Yeah.
250K or something.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I was like, yes, I'm okay with that because I love doing this. That I like swear to God had that like talk in my head before I did it.
Say we're, you know, some athletes are listening to this right now, kind of following in your footsteps. How was the relationship with the, you know, coaches and other teammates when you're vlogging around and doing your thing?
It's pretty supportive. Like, there's a lot of guys that aren't, they're very camera shy and just don't know how to act on camera. So I don't put them on camera. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, with my teammates, and a lot of times with opponents, like it's very supportive, and you'd be surprised because I know there's a lot of people that have that mindset that they're afraid to get hate, and they have the mindset of being a hater. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people actually admire it and support it.
Takes nuts. And I even asked you not long ago, I said, do you ever get, you know, you play in the ECHL right now, do you ever get chirped on the ice for doing YouTube and you're like, well, I have something ready for them? Like,
yeah, they watch.
Thanks for watching.
And at the end of the day, it's like they try to chirp me. They're like, oh, like sick YouTube, and I'm like, oh, you know who I am? Because I have no idea who you are.
Thanks for the views.
It turns it on them, and they get embarrassed because like, oh crap, like
I know who he is.
I have no idea who you are, and honest to God, I don't. Like, I really don't know who they are. And they're like, oh, like sick YouTube. I'm like, man, like you know who I am. I don't know you. You know,
you're just a name on the back of a jersey I've never heard of.
Yeah, just the way it is.
Yeah, man. It's just I was very interested in kind of chatting about like real followers versus fake followers, because I myself pivoted into more of an educational content game, and I seen a lot of people. I'm more Web3 crypto based now, where it's I see people buying followers, and they sometimes they do, not, I would say less than 50% of the time, but I have seen people buy followers then end up successful or with a successful brand or a project, and I just don't know if that really is the way, because like we're in a current space of kind of choppy waters with new space. It's almost like the internet's just coming back out with like Web3 kind of thing, and your suggestion to the audience would be stay natural,
and honestly, even like with you, dude, go take someone who is already doing what you want to do, like someone who's doing informational YouTube videos based on, I don't know, maybe it's crypto, maybe it's the new Web3, whatever it is. Go look at their page the way I did with athletes and see what videos did well for them, copy it and make it your own.
Sure.
You know what I mean? There's so hard to, like, everything's almost been done now. You just have to get creative and make it your own. But there's a blueprint for everyone to grow if you really look, even to the thumbnails, like see what kind of thumbnails they're doing and be like, okay, I can replicate this in my own. Make it your own. Don't copy what they're saying and what they're doing, but like make it your own. But yeah, you can definitely title wise and thumbnail wise go.
Yeah, and if you're really a good creator and a likable person, if you make good content, put some effort into it, make good thumbnails, people are gonna follow. Like if you're really good at what you do, and if you're going and buying fake followers, it kind of just says like, hey, I kind of know I'm maybe not that good.
So it's just a fear of starting at zero, which that's just part of the game, man. We all start there. You have to start there.
And then there's a Khabib quote where the journey up the mountain is almost more beautiful when you reach the top.
Yeah.
Get verified and have hundreds, maybe millions of followers. Yes. The journey too there was almost like, it taught me so many life lessons and crazy,
Success is the journey. It's a common quote that people seem to never really grasp, or a lot of people never seem to grasp. Like success, Mike actually had a quote once in a song, success is a journey, don't treat it like a place.
That's deep.
Because that's kind of the outlook you have to have with anything you're going for. It's like, why are you focusing on looking forward to the end of it when, like, picture anything. Like, actually, Mike had a reference, like there's a common one about the dance and like the end of a song. It's like you're out there dancing to a song, you're enjoying that song. You almost get upset when it ends. You don't want it to end. And when you do, you might start it over. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck.
You enjoying the dance, the art of the dance, the song, not looking forward to the end of it.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's such a hard thing that people grasp. Everyone like looks forward to retirement, plans for retirement, and then for what? Death. It's a weird mindset to have, but you should shift it.
Man, dude.
Yeah.
I appreciate this, man. You know, it's yeah, I was just kind of looking for some insight onto and share what someone who's done it before, and you know, it's really great to speak with you on legitimacy, statistics, and you know, social media from a guy who's been there, done that,
Doing it, you know.
I appreciate it, brother.
Still a progress, but absolutely.
All right, let's wrap it up there, man.
Hell yeah.
All right, On Chain Gang. It's another episode. Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Truth is, yeah, I'm making stupid amounts. Build the shit up from the ground. I'm blowing down on a pound. Why would I ever come down?